Amos chapter 5. Hear ye this word which I lift up upon you, even a lamentation of the house of Israel. The virgin Israel is fallen, and shall no more rise. She is left upon her land, and there is none to raise her up. For thus saith the Lord God, the city which went out by 1,000 shall leave 100, and that which went forth by 100 shall leave 10 in the house of Israel. For thus saith the Lord unto the house of Israel, Seek ye me, and ye shall live. But seek not Bethel, nor enter into Gilgal, and go not to Beersheba. For Gilgal shall go into captivity, and Bethel shall come to naught. Seek the Lord, and ye shall live, lest he break out like fire in the house of Joseph, and devour it, and there be none to quench it in Bethel. They turn judgment to wormwood, and leave off righteousness in the earth. He maketh Pleiades and Orion, turneth the shadow of death into the morning, and he maketh the day dark as night. He calleth the waters of the sea, and poureth them out upon the open earth. The Lord is his name. He strengtheneth the destroyer against the mighty, and the destroyer shall come against the fortress. They have hated him that rebuked in the gate, and they abhorred him that speaketh uprightly. For as much then as your treading is upon the poor, and ye take from him burdens of wheat, ye have built houses of hewn stone, but ye shall not dwell in them. Ye have planted pleasant vineyards, but ye shall not drink wine of them. For I know your manifold transgressions, and your mighty sins. They afflict the just, they take rewards, and they oppress the poor in the gate. Therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. Seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And the Lord God of hosts shall be with you, as you have spoken. Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that the Lord God of hosts will be merciful unto the remnant of Joseph. Therefore the Lord God of hosts, the Lord saith thus, Mourning shall be in all streets, and they shall say in all the highways, Alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandmen to lamentation, and such as can mourn to mourning. And in all the vines shall be lamentation, for I will pass through thee, saith the Lord. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. What have you to do with it? The day of the Lord is darkness, and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house, and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even darkness and no light in it? I hate and abhor your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat feasts. Take thou away from me the multitude of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols. And let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty river. Have ye offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? But ye have borne Sikkuth, your king, and Chiun, your images, and the star of your gods which you made to yourselves. Therefore will I cause you to go into captivity beyond Damascus, saith the Lord, whose name is the God of hosts. Amos chapter 6. Woe to them that are at ease in Zion, and trust in the mountains of Samaria, which were famous at the beginning of the nations. And the house of Israel came to them, Go you unto Calneh, and see, and from thence go you to Hamath the great, then go down to Goth of the Philistines. Be they better than these kingdoms? Or the border of their land greater than your border? Ye that put far away the evil day, and approach to the seat of iniquity, they lie upon beds of ivory, and stretch themselves upon their beds, and eat the lambs of the flock, and the calves out of the stall. They sing to the sound of the viol. They invent themselves instruments of music like David. They drink wine in bowls, and anoint themselves with the chief ointments. But no man is sorry for the affliction of Joseph. Therefore now shall they go captive, with the first that go captive, and the sorrow of them that stretcheth themselves is at hand. The Lord God hath sworn by himself, saith the God of hosts. I abhor the excellency of Jacob, and hate his palaces. Therefore I will deliver up the city with all that is therein. And if there remain 10 men in one house, they shall die. And his uncle shall take him up and burn him, to carry out the bones out of the house, and shall say unto him, that is by the sides of the house, is there yet any with thee? And he shall say, none. And they shall say, hold thy tongue, for we may not remember the name of the Lord. For behold, the Lord commandeth, and he will smite the great house with breaches, and the little house with clefts. Shall horses run upon the rock? Or will one plow there with oxen? For ye have turned judgment into gall, and the fruit of righteousness into wormwood. Yet rejoice in a thing of naught. Ye say, have not we gotten us horns by our own strength? But behold, I will raise up against you a nation, O house of Israel, saith the Lord God of hosts, and they shall afflict you from entering in of Hamath even unto the river of the wilderness. Amos chapter 7. Thus hath the Lord God showed unto me, and behold, he formed grasshoppers in the beginning of the shooting up of the latter growth, and lo, it was in the latter growth after the king's mowing. And when they had made an end of eating the grass of the land, then I said, O Lord God, spare, I beseech thee. Who shall raise up Jacob, for he is small? So the Lord repented of this. It shall not be, saith the Lord. Thus also hath the Lord God showed unto me. And behold, the Lord God called to judgment by fire, and it devoured the great deep, and did eat up a part. Then said I, O Lord God, cease, I beseech thee. Who shall raise up Jacob, for he is small? So the Lord repented of this. This also shall not be, saith the Lord God. Thus again he showed me, and behold, the Lord stood upon a wall made by a line, with a line in his hand. And the Lord said unto me, Amos, what seest thou? And I said, a line. Then said the Lord, behold, I will set a line in the midst of my people Israel, and will pass by them no more. And the high places of Isaac shall be desolate, and the temples of Israel shall be destroyed, and I will raise against the house of Jeroboam with the sword. Then Amaziah, the priest of Bethel, sent to Jeroboam king of Israel, saying, Amos has conspired against thee in the midst of the house of Israel. The land is not able to bear all his words. For thus Amos saith, Jeroboam shall die by the sword, and Israel shall be led away captive out of their own land. Also Amaziah said unto Amos, O thou the seer, go, flee thou away into the land of Judah, and there eat thy bread, and prophesy there. But prophesy no more at Bethel, for it is the king's chapel, and it is the king's court. Then answered Amos, and said to Amaziah, I was no prophet, neither was I a prophet's son, but I was an herdsman, and a gatherer of wild figs. And the Lord took me as I followed the flock. And the Lord said unto me, Go, prophesy unto my people Israel. Now therefore hear thou the word of the Lord. Thou sayest, Prophesy not against Israel, and speak nothing against the house of Isaac. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of this land.